ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुं सस्तनूभिः व्यशेमदेवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We need to resume from PDF notebook, page 20. No, probably not. I don't think so. PDF file, which one is it? Yatha Jalol Mukadi.
Yep.
Is that
Page 20.
page 20 only? Okay. So let's read this. Let's read from Kim Bahuna, one sentence before that. All right. Ramesh Krishnamurti. Okay. Kim Bahuna
Kim bahuna
Yadidam Jagad Bhati
yad idam jagat bhati
Tat Tameva
tat tameva
Parameshwaram
parameshwaram
Swataha Bharupatvat
swataha bharupatvat
Bhantam Deepyamanam
bhantam deepyamanam
Anubhati
anubhati
Anudipyate.
anudipyate.
Yeah.
धन्यवाद.
So we have been looking at this mantra, na tatra sūryo bhati, na candratārakaṃ. So being used in our harati also, when we do when we do harati, we chant this mantra. It has become a norm, at least in our Ashavidya tradition, it's the norm. And so it's a popular mantra. And here also, our Swamiji say it is quite easily the most important mantra of this Upanishad, because it talks about the Swarupam of this Jagat, and especially the idea of flame, fire, sun, all these ideas are there. And so It is the illuminator of even the brightest illuminator, the sun. Like that, the idea is being presented. So that is probably why it's like that. So we saw this last class. Kim bahuna yadidam jagad bhati tat tameva parameshwaram swatah bharutpatvat bhantam deepyamanam anubhati anudipyate. So looking at things that shine, okay, like Surya, Chandrama, Tarakadi, all these things are there. They're all lightning, they're all shining by themselves. It looks like they all shine by themselves. But then, even though physically it might be true, it is true also, that's fine. But fundamentally, if you start looking at it, then there is an adhishthanam for all these things also. There is a swarupam for all. For the sun also, there is a swarupam. For the moon also, there is a swarupam. Swarupam means that which exists independently of anything else. And that Chaitanya Vastu, that's what he says here. He says, the fact that the universe shines, yadidam jagad bhati, tat tameva parameshwaram anubhati. It shines, but then it borrows that shine from Parameshwara. He uses the word Parameshwara here. It borrows the shine from Brahma. Brahma doesn't shine like the sun shines. Brahma shine is a different kind of shine. They say sheen also sometimes. Sheen. I think sheen and shine maybe. Sheen means I think looks clean. I think that cleanliness is called sheen. I think so. Anyway, so that Parameshwaram Anubhati, the shine of the sun, the illumination of the sun, the brilliance of the sun also depends on Brahma, depends on Parameshwara. Like that, Bhagavan Shankaracharya is commenting on that third quarter of the mantra. I hope you're watching. Third quarter of the mantra. Okay. That's what he says, Anubhati. And we began looking at what the difference between bhati and anubhati. That anu prefix, where do you put? Whenever in Sanskrit you put a prefix anu, always means following. Whatever verb is there, that verb, the agent of that action, let's put it that way, the agent of that action of anubhati or anugacchati or anu uchcharati, that agent is doing that action but mimicking somebody else, following somebody else. Like that meaning that prefix anu has. So we saw that Ramaha Lakshmanam anugacchati. Lakshmanaha gacchati, Ramaha anugacchati. We were looking at that. And Shankaracharya is saying the anu here, anubhati, is not like the anugacchati. It's not like that. Lakshmana could have walked away, and then Rama can decide, okay, I'm going to sit down for a few minutes and then take this path. Lakshmana, you please keep moving on. I'll come later. I just want to sit down for a few minutes. He can say that. Still Lakshmana, Ramaha anubhati only. I mean, not anubhati, anugacchati only. Because Rama has the free will to do what he wants. His walking has nothing to do with Lakshmana's walking. They're two independent, they're two different people, two different actors, so to speak. He says that kind of meaning, it will not work here. Okay. And if you do that, then the Surya's shine and Brahma's shine or Parameshwara's shine would be independent. Like Rama's walking and Lakshmana's walking are independent. Two different people, two different actions. Even though one may be guiding the other. Okay. So that idea is given here. Here he is going to give the example. Let's read the next sentence, okay? All right. So I have to operate this thing here. Sorry about that. All right. Anybody who has not had a chance to?
Me, I am not.
Satish ji. All right. Go ahead. All right. So, yatha
Yatha
jalolmukadi
jalolmukadi
agni sanyogat
agni sanyogat
agnim dahantam
agnim dahantam
anudahati
anudahati
na swataha
na swataha
tadvat
tadvat
tasya eva bhāsā
tasya eva bhāsā
dīptya
dīptya
sarvamidam
sarvamidaṃ
sūryādi jagat
sūryādi jagat
vibhāti.
vibhāti.
Yeah. So, yatha. Yatha. So now he's giving, it's not like Rama following Lakshmana. I'll give you another example. He says, Jalol Mukati. That's the example. Jala or Ulmuka. Jala means, hey, when you, hot water is there. Hot water is hot, obviously. That's why it's called hot water. But then that heat does not belong to the water. That heat is borrowed from where? From that fire, from that heater. From that heater, it is coming, right? The heat cannot be from the water. Swataha, it doesn't belong to water. But water is very much hot, and it can even be used to transmit heat. And in plants, they use that. They use water. Superheated steam they use. And they heat up water and they just vaporize it. And it's called, in fact, superheat. And that is the ultimate carrier of heat. From this end of the factory to that end, kilometers it goes. And so now what? Jalam anudahati. Jalam dahati, all right. The water burns. Water burn is a severe burn, and so water burns. But its burning is not its own property. It is gaining that property from fire. That is the idea he's giving for jala. Jala. And fireless water, fireless. I saw a WhatsApp post yesterday. Teacher is asking the student, did I post it on Vedanta group? I did, huh? Okay. He's saying, teacher is asking, what kind of world do we live in? We live in a world.
Dharma Vidya group.
Oh, Dharma Vidya I posted. Okay. We live in a world where, what is it? Where wireless, where we live in a wireless world, where internet is wireless, and fire, our
Cooking is
cooking
fireless.
is fireless. Our cooking is fireless. Youth are jobless.
Cars are keyless.
Our leaders are shameless. Like that, the student is giving a big list. It's so interesting to read. And still, don't think we people are hopeless. We have a lot of hope. And when I look at all this, I'm speechless. Like that the student is writing, it seems. So anyway, this fireless water burns. That's where I went. So water burns with the borrowed power. Its burning power is borrowed. That is the example he's giving. And then this Ulmuka example he gives. Ulmuka. Ulmuka is that, this Olympic torch is there. That's an Ulmuka. A fire, or any other, those days, this firebrand used to be there. Means what? They used to put that wood, burn it up, and then pull it out from that fire. And then that wood is now burning. It's just burned. And that's called a firebrand, I think. Firebrand. Divetti, we used to say in Tamil. And so, or anything where you tie a cloth and then you use that as a source of light. Then they used to play with it and all that. Firebrand. So he says, even the firebrand that is burning, hey, that's burning because of some other power and it belongs to fire. Like that idea is given. It doesn't belong directly to the cloth, etc. Okay. Yatha jalolmukadiva agni sanyogat. Because there is an association between fire and that material. Agni sanyogat agnim dahantam anudahati. Dahantam agnim anudahati. That's better. Dahantam is the adjective to agnim. The fire is what is in this example, fire is highlighted. And the fire has a capacity to burn. Otherwise, everything will start burning. Water will start heating up by itself and all that. It doesn't work like that. So, dahantam agnim anudahati. Anudahati means what? That firebrand burns following fire. Water burns following fire. That is the way to understand this anudahati. Na swataha. Not by itself. By itself it can't. It needs that help from the fire. Tadvat, likewise. Tadvat, likewise. Here also, please look at it like that. Shankaracharya is saying, tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Anubhati. Like that, it is here also. Sun shines, but then the secret behind the shining of the sun is Chaitanyam. Like that he's saying. All right. All right, let's read the next one. No, we haven't completed this. Na swataha tadvat tasya eva bhāsā. Tasya eva bhāsā. And tasya bhāsā. By that illumination alone, bhāsā means dīptya. Dīptya means illumination. By the illumination. Okay, tritiya. By the illumination of that tasya. Sarvamidaṃ sūryādi jagat vibhāti. By the illumination of that means by the illumination of that Brahma, that Parameshvara, which provides the existence. The existence itself is provided by that. And consciousness also provided by that. Jagat, idam sarvam jagat suryadi jagat, the universe, Surya, etc. That is Shankara's explanation of the universe. Idam sarvam vibhati. Suddenly, he is saying vibhati. Until now, bhati. Look at that. First quarter, na tatra sūryo bhati is there. Then second quarter, bhānti is there. Third quarter also, anubhati is there. Now, vibhati has come. So, vibhati. And we have to now understand the meaning of the word vibhati. Same thing. Sun illumines. Daylight has come. Now we can see that the brightness from the sun is just flowing into this room. And so, Suryaha bhati. Then the night time, if we were there, Chandra, full moon, Guru Purnima we just had. So the full moon is so bright. Chandrama bhati. Chandrama bhati. Moon is shining. But then, if the sun is looking at that same moon, and moon is getting all the credit, and the sun can say, Chandrama bhati, okay, Suryaha vibhati, Suryaha vibhati. Through the moon, the sun is the one that is illuminating this whole street, this whole earth, this side of the earth is being illuminated by the moon. So what happened? Chandrama bhati. Moon is shining. Moon illuminates. But Surya, what about Surya? Without Surya, moon cannot illuminate. And therefore, in the background, Surya is very much there. We would say Surya vibhati. Let Chandrama bhati. Surya vibhati. That is the meaning of the word vibhati in this mantra. Okay. And that's an example. There we are giving an example to say Surya vibhati. But here he is saying, okay, even that Surya is only bhati only, and then Parameshwaraha vibhati, Brahma vibhati. Correct? I hope you're following, right? And so, the world comes to my view. I see things. I woke up and then now everything is alive and I'm able to objectify everything. Why? Because mind. My mind is illuminating everything, bringing everything to my awareness, pulling everything from there, coming into my mind, coming into my awareness. What causes that? Well, the mind is the cause, obviously. And so the mind brings everything to my awareness. Or the Shastra will say, manaha bhati. The mind illuminates. The mind illuminates the universe. Because were it not for the mind, the mind also cannot appreciate anything. The human being cannot appreciate anything. Mind bhati, but aham vibhami. Brahma vibhati. It is the Brahma it is Atma that is making the mind do what it does. Okay? That is the thesis of Advaita Vedanta, as you know very well. And so that's being expressed here also. You know, in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is a mantra. Okay? Yatrava dvaitamiva bhavati. Just listen to this. Yatrava dvaitamiva bhavati. Wherever there is dvaita, sa itara itaram jigrati. Then that person jigra is smell. That person smells. There is a person who smells and there is something else. Object is there to smell also. Itaram jigrati. Itaram pashyati. Then same action of seeing is there. Itaram shrunoti. And there is one guy who can hear. There is something to be heard. So all these transactions are happening. Itaram abhivadati. Speaks. Itaram manute. Thinks. There is a thinker and there is something to think about. So itaram vijanati. Like that big list Upanishad gives. Duality. Dvaitamiva bhavati. Yasya sarvatma bhut. Means what? For the person who has understood that I am the essence of everything. Sarvatma. Sarvesham atma. Abhut. One who got that, then that person has the right to ask. Right to ask what? Tat kenakam jigret. By what should what be smelt? I don't know how to translate that. Tat kenakam shrunuyat. By what should what be heard? Tat kenakam pashyet. By what should what be seen? Like that, it's a big list is given. Means what? Means now all that is there is Atma, and therefore this Dvaita is Eva. as though transactions, let it happen, but understand that the essence of everything is Atma. Don't get carried away by it. By it means what? I am doing this, I am doing that. Don't get carried away by that. You, within brackets, yeah, I'm blessed to do what I'm doing. Keep that in mind. Therefore, all roles, every action I'm playing applies to a role. It is a script applicable to a role. If I have that attitude, then what the Upanishad says will eventually strike me. So, Suryadi Jagat Vibhati. We saw that. Let's read the next one. All
I
right.
will,
I have to
I
call.
will read, Guruji.
Huh? Where are
I
you?
will
Okay.
read.
Rukminiji, yeah.
Yeah.
Where do I do that? Add spotlight. Okay, good. Yataha evam
Yataha evam
tadeva brahma bhati cha
tadeva brahma bhati cha
vibhati cha
vibhati cha
karyagatena
karyagatena
vividhena
vividena
vividhena
bhāsā
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 ataha
ataha
tasya brahmanaha
tasya brahmanaha
bharupatvam
bharupatvam
swataha avagamyate.
swataha avagamyate.
Yeah, let's look at that. Okay. Yataha evam. Because this is so. Because this is the reality. This is how things really are. Yataha evam. Because of this. Now what conclusions can we draw? Okay. Tadeva brahma bhati cha vibhati cha. Bhati cha vibhati cha. Now you understand. Bhati means shines and vibhati means, hey, I am the one. If you think somebody else shines, then still I am the one that is there behind that shining object. That is what he's saying. Bhati cha vibhati cha. And karya gatena vividhena bhāsā. All right. I'm not visible. Unfortunately, Brahman is not an object, quietly hiding. And so, karya gatena, through all the things which I point to and say, this is not luminous, that is luminous, this is not luminous, this tube light is luminous, and then some of us are tube lights, that also is luminous, non-luminous. So there is a non-luminous tube light also, And so, like that, we point to all these things as luminous, non-luminous. Let them be luminous, non-luminous. I am there behind the non-luminous. I am there behind the luminous also. Karya gatena. Karya gatam. So that Brahma which is pervading the product, the world of products, Karya Prapancham. Look at that. Look at how our Vedanta helps us use these words. Karya gatena, gatam. Through the Karya Prapancha. Through the world of products. Through the world of effect. Okay. That is Jagat. Okay. So, or you can say, if you want to highlight the mind as the one that is illuminating everything, hey, Atma through the mind is illuminating everything. Karyagatena, antakarana upadhina. Highlighting the Atma, the body, the human being, the mind. Okay. Vividhena, obviously. Vividhena means in a multifaceted manner. Varieties and varieties and varieties. There is no end to the variety that is there in this universe. And or you can say different minds. Every mind has that capacity. How did every mind get that capacity? Maya tatamidam sarvaṃ. So Maya, I'm the one, like that Krishna says there. So Atmana, so Vividhena, All Chidabhasas are unique, and everybody has that capacity. Every mind is amazing, it is. And that is why education is such an important thing in the life of a human being. Don't miss this out. Don't miss this out. Like that, Shastra keeps on saying how much is needed. The free will is given for the human being. Now, that entity can go anywhere, any direction, 360 degrees, anywhere this person can go. And Shastram is saying, hey, you are the Chaitanyam, you are the ultimate illuminator. Okay? Vividhena bhāsā ataha tasya brahmanaha bhārupatvam swataha avagamyate. Okay? Ataha, therefore, the following is understood. Avagamyate. Following is understood. What is understood? Brahmanaha bhārupatvam swataha. Therefore, don't forget that of Brahman, the illumination, the brilliance, bhārupatvam, brilliance. The ability of Brahma to illuminate everything else in this universe. Tasya brahmanaha bhārupatvam swataha iti avagamyate. Swataha means it belongs to its own, because there has to be an entity that must ultimately have its own illumination, non-borrowed illumination, non-borrowed awareness, non-borrowed consciousness. That is the swataha, itself, by itself. And so, Manobuddhyahankara chittani naham shivoham. I am the one that's illuminating this entire body also. Like that he says, Shankara says there. So that if I say this body is conscious, okay, that's fine. But that consciousness does not belong to the body. It is borrowed consciousness. If I say my mind is conscious and it is alive and it's doing so much, then it's also borrowed consciousness only. Like that we should understand here. And then what about Brahman's consciousness? That also is borrowed? No, Brahman cannot borrow. Because, look at the next sentence. Who would like to?
I do.
Okay, Shanti. All right. Okay. Nahi
He
swataha
svataha
avidyamanam
avidyamanam
bhasanam
vasanam
anyasya kartum shaknoti
yasya kartum shaknoti
ghatadinam
gatadinam
anya avabhasakatvat.
nya avabhasakatvat.
Sorry, I said it wrong. Anya avabhasakatva
Anya avabhasakatva
adarshanat
adarshanaat
bharupanam
bharupanam
cha
cha
adityadinam
adityadinam
taddarshanat.
taddarshanat.
Yeah. Okay. So now he's going to conclude this discussion. And he says, Nahi swataha avidyamanam bhasanam anyasya kartum shaknoti. All right. We know this very well. What do we know? If the room is dark, you can't take a book and then go around to brighten it. You can't, because book is non-luminous. Only an object which can produce light, you will use, that's called a flashlight. Or a matchstick. Sometimes we used to use a matchstick when the power goes off here. Sometimes if you have a candle nearby, you can burn the candle. But the candle, who's going to show you the candle? So I remember those days we used to struggle to find out where is the matchbox, where is the candle, where did you keep it? Yesterday, where did you keep it? There's a big fight at home. I don't know if you all remember these things. These days, all that fun is gone. Everybody has electricity all the time. And even if the power goes off, the backup inverter, just the thing picks up and you don't feel as though the power went off. Certain things will go off here. The refrigerator will stop working. The washing machine will not work. All these heavy duty items will stop working. Anyway, but if the power really goes off in the night, you need something like a matchstick. First, you need a matchstick, so at least you can look around and get your coordinates right. Then go look for the candle, look for the lamp, whatever. So that's what he's saying here. Nahi swataha avidyam. Hey, you need to look for the matchstick. You need to look for that which can produce light. Swataha avidyamanam. But by itself, if something cannot produce light, then anyasya bhasanam kartum na shaknoti. It can't go and illuminate something else. That's what he's saying. That's what we observe in our life also. So, and similarly here also, consciousness also is like that only. And only that Chaitanyam can give consciousness to everything else. Like that he's talking here. Why can't consciousness borrow? Why can't Atma borrow consciousness from Anatma? And then, well, it's like saying two paupers are borrowing money from each other, So I'll borrow money from you, then you borrow back the money from me. You can talk like this. These sentences can be there, but in action, nothing will work. So, yesterday I was seeing one show on how George Soros bankrupted Thailand. How many of you? We all know George Soros. There are some people who are just ruining this humanity. Literally, you can put them in that category. And he's asked, hey, you've been blamed for the poverty in Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and this and that. He says, yeah, it's all correct. But then he also says, no, people blame me for all these things, but really it is not true. And it is not true because I am here only to make money. I don't worry about the social consequences. And all he did was he went to the bank, he signed a contract. He found a loophole in that some agreement that the Thailand government had with the US or something, with whatever the international. The agreement is the fixed exchange rate between the US dollar and the Thai baht. $1 US dollar is equal to 25 Thai baht. Okay. And fixed. So this guy found that loophole. He wrote a contract with the bank. I will give you 25 billion baht 6 months from now. You should give me how much? $1 billion, because 1 billion is one is equal to 25. So for 25 billion baht, you should give me $1 billion. Then what happened? And so that $1 billion was given by the Thai bank right away, because to honor the contract, $1 billion was taken from the Thailand bank, like Reserve Bank of Thailand. And so Soros is taken care of. The US bank is taken care of because they got the $1 billion. But for Thailand, $1 billion is a lot of money. And so when transactions started happening, Thailand bank reserves, dollar reserves started dropping, and to a point where they didn't even have money to pay for oil and all this, for which they need a lot of money. And so the Thai currency started crashing. Within a few days, it crashed. Then comes George Soros. He walks into this bank. He goes to another bank, borrows $500 million. which is half billion. He goes to this bank and says, okay, now give me 25 billion baht. 25 billion baht. He gets 25 because now to get 25 billion baht, you don't need $1 billion. You need only $500 million. Correct? He goes there, gets it. He gets 1 billion. He gets 25 billion baht. No, I said that wrong. He goes to the other bank. He got 25 billion baht for $500 million. He gives the 25 billion baht to the bank which he wrote the contract, and the bank gave him $1 billion. 1 billion. So he made $500 million just through this exchange. In the process, the Thai economy crashed. Companies laid off. People are in the streets literally. This happened in the 1990s. And so this is how they play games. And we call this a modern world and all that, progressive world. I don't know how this can be called a progressive act. We're all working hard to help people little bit, whatever little 10,000, 20,000 and all. And this is what these people do. Very sad. Anyway, and so why I said all this, this word pauper took me there. So, two paupers cannot borrow from each other. Like that, swataha, nahi swataha avidyamanam bhasamanam anyasya kartum shaknoti. Ghatadinam anya avabhasakatvat adarshanath. Hey, adarshanath, because we don't see such a thing. We don't see a pot, ghatadinam, pot, etc. All these objects are there in front of us. Pot is the classic Shastram example, you know. They don't say in a book clock, and they don't give these kinds of examples. Ghatadina, pot is always ubiquitous and everybody knows what a pot is. And so Ghatadina, anya avabhasakatva adarshanath. Hey, because you don't see objects like pot physically illuminating other objects. That is why he says, bharupanam cha adityanam tad darshanat. Yeah, he says, hey, pot does not illuminate my room. Hey, it is the sun that is illuminating my room. Books don't illuminate my room. These lights here illuminate my room. Like that he's saying. Bharupanam cha adityanam tad darshanat. Hey, objects like sun and others, moon, etc., they are the ones who illuminate. You can attribute brilliance only to such objects. That is our Laukika experience, worldly experience. Like that he says. He's saying that to show that, like that, you must understand that Brahma is the only ultimate illuminator, and in terms of consciousness, awareness. Like that he's saying. So, why can't Atma borrow conscious from Anatma? No, you can't do that. Because Anatma itself is borrowing from Atma. So where is the question of Atma borrowing from Anatma? Not possible. Then how come the mind is capable of knowing so much? Well, mind is also borrowing from Atma only. And mind is, Atma is. Mind ceases to exist, Atma continues to be. Atma is Satyam, mind is Mithya. And so, like that we should understand. All right. All right. What is the summary of this mantra? Revealing that even the greatest brilliant objects in this solar system, like sun, even their brilliance is borrowed brilliance only. The physical brilliance also comes due to that, I don't want to say spiritual brilliance, but it comes from Brahma, it comes from Atma. Okay, that's what is the essence of this. And then that Brahma Jagat Bhati, vibhati cha, it illuminates the sun and it illuminates other things also which are not luminous, like that Upanishad is saying. So let's look at the Anvaya of this mantra. Sarva avabhasakaha suryaha. Sarva avabhasakaha suryaha. I'm adding some words here. Sarva avabhasakaha suryaha api tatra Brahma na bhati. Tatra Brahma na bhati prakashayati. Sarva avabhasakaha suryaha api tatra Brahma na bhati prakashayati. So you have to put a lot of words in brackets. Sarva avabhasakaha within brackets. Api Brahma prakashayati. These words should be put in brackets. Parenthesis. Okay. Which means what? Sarva avabhasaka surya api. Even the all illuminating sun cannot illuminate Brahma. That's the idea. Depends on Brahma ityartaha. Next sentence. Candratārakaṃ Brahma na bhati. Candratārakaṃ Brahma na bhati. Okay, that's full stop. Next sentence. Imaha vidyutaha. Imaha vidyutaha. Brahma na bhānti. Imaha vidyutaha. Brahma na bhānti. Brahma in brackets. In the previous sentence also Brahma in brackets and bhati in brackets. Imaha vidyutaha Brahma na bhānti. Full stop. Kutaha ayam agnihi bhati. Kutaha ayam agnihi bhati. Kuto'yamagniḥ.
Guruji, we missed it. There was a little disturbance there. Could you repeat it, please?
Kutaha ayam agnihi bhati question mark. Kutaha
அங்க பிரம்ம வேண்டாமா?
huh?
அந்த இடத்துல பிரம்ம வேண்டாமா?
Yeah. You can put Brahma, the Dvitiya Vibhakti you can put there. Yeah. Kutaha ayam agnihi Brahma bhati. You can say Brahma bhati. You can.
Like we put previously.
Agnihi is the agent, Brahma is the object. So you can say Kutaha ayam agnihi Brahma bhati. Good. Brahma and bhati should be in brackets. All right. Next sentence. Sarvam bhantam tameva anubhati. Sarvam bhantam tam eva anubhati. Sarvam bhantam tameva anubhati.
Sarvam.
Sarvam bhantam tameva anubhati. So while writing this down, you should look at the moolam also and see how we are progressing. Sarvam bhantam tameva anubhati. Full stop. Okay. Next sentence. Tasya bhāsā. Are you able to hear the peacocks? No. Okay. Big one. Tasya bhāsā deeptya idam sarvam vibhati. Tasya bhāsā deeptya idam sarvam vibhati. Got that? Yeah. So let's aditya should be in brackets. All right. Sarva avabhasakaha suryaha api tatra brahma na bhati prakashayati. candratārakaṃ brahma na bhati. Imaha vidyutaha brahma na bhānti. Kutaha āyamagniḥ brahma bhati. Sarvaṃ bhāntam tameva anubhati. Tasya bhāsā ditya idam sarvaṃ vibhāti. You can even say tasya, after tasya, between tasya and bhāsā, you can put brahmanaha. Brahmanaha. That will be better. Tasya brahmanaha bhāsā. Idam sarvam vibhāti. Means Brahmans. Brahman. Okay. Now we'll look at the Sambandha Bhashya. All right. Let's see. Who would like to? Okay. Sundariji, go ahead. All right. Yat tat
यत् तत्
jyotisham jyotihi
ज्योतिषां ज्योतिः
brahma
ब्रह्म
tadeva satyam
तदेव सत्यं
sarvam
सर्वं
tadvikaraha.
तत् विकारः.
Yeah, we'll pause there. We need to talk a little bit there.
Vikaram, vikaraha.
Okay, so there, with tad vikaraha is better. Tad vikaraha. A vikaram also is okay, I suppose. Is okay. Sarvam tad vikaraha. All right. Both are okay. That's fine. So here in this book, in Gita Press, we have vikaram. I have scratched it and put vikaraha. Okay. It's okay. Doesn't matter. You'll see it. So he's now saying, look at that. An introduction, right? To the next mantra. Yat tad jyotisham jyotihi brahma. Hey, we talked about Brahma, which is jyotisham jyotihi, no? Which is the light of all lights, so to speak. So that jyotisham jyotihi, that light of lights, yat, okay, tadeva satyam. Tadeva satyam. That is satyam. When you come back to the language of satyam and mithya, the self-existing, their illumination, chaitanyam, nothing to do with existence. But now he is bringing existence here. Hey, that same chaitanyam, which is jyotisham jyotihi, is also satyam, which is self-existing also. Satyam, jnanam. We talked about jnanam. Now that jnanam is satyam also. Or sat chit. We talked about chit there. Now sat. That is satyam. That is what he says. We understand that very well. Tadeva satyam. That Brahma is satyam also. What about everything else? Sarvam. Sarvam can't be satyam. Sarvam tad vikaraha or tad vikaram. Full stop. Here there's no full stop in Gita Press. You can put a full stop. Sarvam tad vikaraha. Very, very simple. Hey, what about everything else? There are only two things in this universe. What are the two things? Atma and Anatma. Or Satyam and Mithya. And so here, Sarvam tad vikaraha. Tad means Brahma vikaraha. Everything is a vikara of Brahman. And here, vikara should not be taken as change. It should be taken as karyam. Karyam is product. Everything is a product of Brahma. Brahma is the original cause. And whatever came out of Brahma is Jagat. Brahmaji is creating Jagat, and constantly. So that created product is called vikaraha or karyam. We normally say karyam also. So tad vikaraha or tad karyam. Brahma karyam. Okay. So sarvam tad karyam. Everything else is a product that came out of Brahman. Like that he's saying. All right. Next sentence. Mahesh ji raised his hand. I saw him. Mahesh ji go ahead. Yeah, after that we will keep your hand raised. Okay, Hemaji. All right. Vacharambhanam
वाचारम्भणं
vikaraha
विकारः
namadheyamatram
नामधेयमात्रम्
anritam iti.
अनृतम् इति
Sorry, anritam
अनृतम् इतरत्
itarat.
तरत्
See, I'm not looking at the PDF. In your PDF, it's all well written, all split words. I'm looking at a long word. I'm trying to split it as I read it. So that's why I'm making all these mistakes. All right. Anritam itarat
अनृतम् इतरत्
iti evam.
इति एवम्
Sorry, iti etam
इति एतम्
artham
अर्थम्
vistarena
विस्तरेण
hetutaha
हेतुतः
pratipaditam
प्रतिपादितम्
nigamanasthaniyena
निगमनस्थानीयेन
mantrena
मन्त्रेण
punaha upasamharati.
पुनः उपसंहरति.
Yeah. And now Bhagavan Bhashikara is saying, this is not my idea. Don't think I'm bringing all these ideas. It is there in an Upanishad called Chandogya Upanishad. And beautiful. Again, Chandogya, where our father is a teacher and the son is this one, Svetaketu, father is Uddalaka. And there he says, this mantra is there, Yatha Som. He gives the example of pot and clay. Okay? And he says, Yatha Somya, Somya, my beautiful son, you are following everything I've been saying. It's amazing. Generally, children don't listen to fathers, but you are very unique. Sa Somya, Yatha Somya, Ekena Mitprindena. I'm just telling you the mantra. Yatha Somya, Ekena Mritpindena, sarvaṃ mridmayam vijñātam syāt. Sarvaṃ mridmayam. The entire world of clay objects, mridmayam, gets known. You know the entire world of clay objects if you know one thing, and that one thing is clay. If you understand clay, the entire world of clay objects is known. Yatha somya ekena mritpindena sarvam mridmayam vijñātagam syāt. Mritiketyeva satyam. You will come to know that satyam is mritika. Clay is satyam. Mritiketyeva satyam. Then he says, Vacharambhanam vikaro namadheyam mritiketyeva satyam. Like that he says. Vacharambhanam. Hey, if clay alone is satyam, then what about pot and all these objects that you're saying? Yeah, what about them? What about them? Mritiketyeva satyam. Yeah, they're all there. I did not say they disappeared and all. I didn't say all that. No, there's no magic here. There is a lot of magic here, in fact. And a lot of magic is that clay is what sustains everything. Clay was there before, clay is there now, clay will be there later also. That means clay appears in different forms. In front of your eyes, it can change its own form. So, vrittika iti eva satyam. Then what about pots and all? Vacharambhanam vikaraha. Look at that. Hey, namadheyam. Okay, here also he's quoting that. Namadheya matram, he says. The word matram is not there in that mantra. Vacharambhanam vikaro namadheyam. Hey, that entire universe is vacharambhanam vikara. It's vikara. You saw that. It is a product. It is a product. Pot is a product. Obviously, it's a product. But that productness, if you start looking at it, okay, productness, if you start looking at, if you allow me to use the word productness, Okay. Then you will find that the only thing you can attribute to the pot, to the object pot, is namadheyam. Namadheyam. Name alone, P-O-T, belongs to pot, the object pot. Okay, form also. Rupam is not given here. We can bring a vikaraha is there. Vikaraha is rupam. Look at that. Nama, rupam. Constantly we keep saying this. Nama, rupa, and all. So, nama, rupe. That all the pot can claim is nama and rupa. The clay can say, okay, you can keep the name pot. Don't worry. I will not be upset. Or what? Pot. And form also. Okay, form also you can keep. I am formless. Clay says I am formless. Form belongs to you. You take it. Namadheya matram. Here Shankaracharya is quoting that. Vacharambanam vikaro namadheya matram. So that means what? There is, the pot does not have substantial existence. Can we say that? Substance. They say, what is the substance? What are you talking about? What is is there any substance in what he's talking about? They say, substance means what? What is the essence? I don't follow what's going on. Yeah. So that substance. So no substantial existence. Then what kind of existence? Vacharambanam. Vacha arambanam. What is the name? That name is what? It is uttered by these vocal cords, by this vagindriyam. Very interesting way to put it. In case we don't know what a name is, name is whatever is uttered, arambanam, uttered, originated from, initiated by the vocal cords, the vocal apparatus. That is the only thing that can utter words, And so, vacharambanam. Those days they didn't have all these MP3 players and this audio, they didn't have. So Shankaracharya didn't have to worry about all that. So he just says vacharambanam. Namadheya matram. Namadheya means nama. Nama. Unique, a particular unique name. It's a respectful name of saying name. So generally when these Panditas talk to each other, they won't say, what is your name? What is your namadheyam? They will say. Your also they won't say. Bhavataha. They will say tangal. Tangal payar. Something like that. In Tamil they will say. In Sanskrit, namadheyam. There's a that culture is, you won't find that culture anywhere else. In the West, I don't think it is there. Here and there you will find it. But here it's very important. Children also pick up so quickly as they grow up. So anyway, namadheya matram. Referring to what? Anritam itarat. Referring to itarat. What is itarat? Everything else. Everything else means other than what? Other than Brahma. This world, itarat. Everything else is anritam. Anritam means what? Anritam. Ritam is truth, is satyam. Anritam is what? Don't take it as asatyam. Take it as mithya. Asatyam become non-existent. So it's not non-existent. Pot is very much there. Otherwise, why should we even be talking about pot? Pot is there. But its existence depends on something else. Let's understand that. So that's why he's saying anritam is equal to mithya. Iti yetam artham vistarena hetutaha pratipaditam. All right, pratipaditam. That has been talked about in this Upanishad. This is what we've been talking about. Pratipaditam. It has been established. Pratipaditam. Unfolded by the Upanishad. Pratipaditam. Vistarena pratipaditam. Elaborately, mantra after mantra after mantra, this is what we've been talking about. And so, vistarena pratipaditam. Hetutaha. Logically giving reasons. Okay. If Upanishad was hard to understand, then Shankara is there. If Shankara is hard to understand, then our gurus are all there, Swamijis are there helping us understand. So, hetutaha pratipaditam. Hetutaha means by logic, through reasoning. Okay, that kind of understanding there. Now what happens? Nigamasthāniyena mantrena punaha upasamharati. There is the next mantra which summarizes everything. Punaha. Everything that we have understood, nothing new is going to be said later. In this mantra, what is going to happen is upasamhara is going to happen. Upasamhara means what? Conclusion, summary. Upakramopasamharau abhyaso purvata phalam arthavadopapatti cha lingam tatparya nirnaye. We saw that. We saw that long ago. And tatparyam, how do you know what does a text talk about? How do you know? Suppose somebody gives you a text. Auntie, please tell me what this book is all about. What will you do? Now you can't read the whole book. Okay, suppose you read the whole book. Still, how will you say? How will you find out what is the tatparyam? Then you have to look for 6 things. What are the 6 things? Upakrama. What is the opening statement? What is the pratignya? What is the hypothesis? The author should say it. And so, upakrama, upasamhara. Hey, look at the conclusion, last chapter, last whatever, how is he concluding? Then that conclusion should give you, that is the topic, Upakramopasamharo, abhyasaha. Abhyasaha. Certain themes will be repeated, will be told again and again. That is called abhyasa. All right. Upakramopasamharo, abhyaso purvata phalam. All right. When it comes to the Upanishad, or even otherwise, apurvata must be there. Why should I read this book? So many books are written on algebra. You are also writing another book on algebra. What is the point? No. I'll tell you why I'm writing another book on algebra. Not another book. I'm writing a book. All books have taken this kind of approach. My book is going to be a little different. I'm going to show Vedic mathematics and the traditional algebra together. And so that's why this book is different. Correct? So now I have a justification for writing this algebra book. So apurvata is there for my book. Hey, such a book has not been written by anybody before. Apurvata. In the case of Upanishad, apurvata is not like that. It is little different. It means what? What I'm going to talk about, Upanishad is saying, you cannot figure it out by yourself. Ityartaha. No book anywhere in the universe can talk it, because everything is based on the pramanas that you and I use. Everything is aparavidya. I am going to talk about what is called paravidya. Correct? Therefore also apurvata. You cannot but access the Upanishad for this vidya ityartaha. All right. So, abhyaso purvata phalam. There must be some benefit. Why should I read this book? What do I get out of it? Kya matlab hai iska? So that phalam also should be there. The author should have said it in that book. Arthavadopapatti cha. Arthavadaha. Some kind of stuti must be there. Praise. Why that is important. Why what I'm getting is important. That also I may not know. It may not be clear. You have to clarify for me why that result that I get is important. So that is called arthavadaha. Arthavada means praise, you can say in short. Praise of the subject, praise of the result, everything. Arthavadopapatti cha. Upapatti. Okay, some logic must be there throughout in the book. Some logic must be there. Some reasoning. That's called upapatti. Why did we say all that? Because Shankaracharya here says upasamharati. Upasamharati. Upasamharam karoti. Shadlinga. It is one of the 6 lingas. These are the 6 clues for you and me to figure out what is the tatparya of the book. Lingam tatparya nirnaye. Like that shloka concludes. So that is why I said all that. Upasamharati. It's an opportunity for us to understand these words. Punaha upasamharati summarizes, and therefore the next mantra takes the form of a nigamana sthana. Nigamana sthaniyena mantrena. This mantra takes the form of a conclusion. You can call this mantra as a conclusion. Like that he's saying it. Okay. So Yeah, so that's the Sambandha Bhashyam of the next mantra. And we'll resume this in the next class. Okay. Om Apadamapahārtāram Dātāram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasyashalini Deshoyam Kshobharahitah Brahmanas Santu Nirbhayaः Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
धन्यवादः जय कुमार जी.
धन्यवादः.
धन्यवाद जय कुमार जी.
Thank you.
धन्यवादः.
Thank you.
धन्यवादः जय.
Thank you. Okay. Nemā ji Satish Prema.
Actually, எனக்கு ஒன்றும் பெரிய சந்தேகம் இல்லை, பட் ஐ had raised my hand, so I thought I'll just give a point. இந்த நிறைய when I look at some lot of YouTube videos, in the videos below that video itself there is a summary of it. Does AI do that, or the person who uploads it does it do it? I don't know. I'm surprised. Many of this, I'm reading a lot of Samskrita Granthas. I have to depend on the YouTube videos. I just go and look at them. Everywhere, there's a summary is given. Does AI give that? Anybody has any idea?
That one is transcription. It automatically, the transcription, every minute what they are talking, that one is reflected there.
No. See, that comes on when the video is going on, it comes. So you can stop it. But below there, a lot of mistakes are there, because sometimes they don't catch the word properly.
So yeah, I think there is a
mistakes are
summary.
there.
AI summaries and all are there. AI summaries. Zoom
But
also.
below that, in a very the Sanskrit shloka, everything nicely, very nicely given. I don't think the uploader would have done it or something like that. So
Right.
just now you said upasamhara, so I had a doubt. I've been having it for long, so I thought I'll ask. Thank you.
If you want a summary of our classes, you are welcome to write and post it on our YouTube channel. I love it, because now when I'm looking for stuff and I want to see something, it only says mantra something and all. So some summary would be good. What does the mantra say? What is the anvaya of the mantra? Hey, how about that? I think that we all do it, every mantra. Anyway, I think AI summaries are all coming up, and Zoom also. We had a Zoom call recently, and that person sent the summary of the meeting, just like that. The Zoom itself gave the summary, and I looked at the summary. I said, "Wow, I couldn't write a summary better than that. All points very delineated, everything."
That one is AI generated, Guruji. They would have enabled that AI this thing.
Correct. Thank you, Ma. Satish ji, go ahead.
Yeah. I just suggested if we can revisit the Bhashya of Kata of the same mantra, so that it has got some points also in addition to what is already given. So maybe, but next week there is upakrama. I don't know whether I'll be missing the class. Maybe
Well, same thing here also. So we have to see what's going to happen. So yeah, correct. You're right. So Satish ji is bringing up a good point. Which is there a bhashyam? What about the Kata Bhashyam that we studied? And so that's a homework. It can be given as homework. Now that you've studied Kata and Mundaka, now somebody can come back and say.
We did it for the last mantra, 2.10 or 2.9 was the question from you.
Correct, exactly. So that's a possibility. So if any of you want to review the Bhashyam of the next mantra and want to comment, please bring it up. That may be a better use of our time, I think.
Okay.
Thank you, Satish. Yeah, Premaji, go ahead.
I'd like to go over does upakrama mean glossary or a list of what's
Upakrama is a statement of what is that book about. It's like an abstract. In articles, journal articles, they will give an abstract. Or here they will have a preface. Preface, I think it's called. Prologue.
Okay.
What is this book about, right? So sometimes when you want to buy a book and you don't know what it's all about, you have to read some summary, right? The initial portion, that's what you'll read. Preface, you'll read. So it could be preface, it could be introduction. Introduction. That first chapter, which is introduction. And then that author is supposed to tell you what is the problem, why is he writing this book, and what you can get out of this book, all that he will write. So that is called pratigna. Also, the word pratigna is used.
So pratigna is what it promises to achieve.
Correct. Correct.
And upasamhara is the conclusion or the summary.
Correct.
Abhyasa it is repetitious.
Correct.
Help absorb. Apurvata means that it cannot be figured out by yourself. So why you should read it and get some help to understand the subject. And the phalam is the benefit. And the arthavadaha the upapatti is the logic, and the arthavadaha is the promotion of the subject or what is being offered.
Stuti, yeah, stuti.
Okay.
Stuti.
Thank you,
Stuti means
Guruji.
praise, yeah. A praise or a...
Guruji, glorification. The other day when you took, I think for Viveka Chudamani, you took, and for Apurvata, you told uniqueness.
Uniqueness, okay. Uniqueness.
That you cannot find anywhere else. That is what you told that time. But
Correct.
I don't know in which context that was taken.
Uniqueness, yeah. I mean, we understand it depending on, so it doesn't matter which word you use, but we understand that there's something unique about that text or that subject matter. Yeah. Good. Thank you, Ma. Yeah. Shanti, then Mahesh.
Guruji, just this is not regarding class, Guruji. You told that it brings the child in everybody day before in Atma Bodha class that you used to meddle with the electronic items, open it and then fix it up. Yesterday, me and my friend, we were coming from some place. In Singapore, you get mangoes all through the year. We don't know what brand, what breed and all, we don't know. It is some hybrid variety, something, but everywhere you can find mango trees. And the one behind my house is full, it is bearing a lot of fruits. So we were walking that way, we were talking, it is so hot here. Udumalpet was so nice. So much breeze in spite of having so many trees and all those things. Why it is so hot here? We were talking and we were coming that side. And my friend noticed the fruits there and she told Shanti, Mela parango, avlo fruits irukku parango na. Then Pata, it was full of mangoes. Then I told from nowhere, I told, hey, marame, enak oru maambadam parichu podunne. Takkunu one maambadam fell down, Guruji. This big jumbo size mango, no breeze, nothing. After that happened, I was reminded of all those Ambli Mama stories that we used to read. The thing, the person will say, "Yanakida koda, immediately it will come." Then I remembered, oh, this is still that child is alive inside in spite of being old. That feature, that nature is still alive. We both were dumbstruck. We couldn't believe that. When I told that dialogue, immediately one fruit fell down.
Very good. Very good, ma. Very nice. What a this thing, incident.
No way it is. I think it is fully ripened. Not ripened. Outside, from out you look, it is green color only. It is not yellowish. But still, it fell down. No breeze, nothing.
Yeah. No, it's really very fantastic experience, no doubt. Mahesh, go ahead.
Can you please explain that bhati, anubhati, and vibhati? The way I understand is bhati is something shiny, or and anubhati is something which is reflection.
Bhati means illuminates. Bhati is a verb, so illuminates.
Okay, illuminates. And anubhati is reflection, reflecting or reflection.
Anubhati is illuminates with borrowed light.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So that isn't that that's basically reflecting.
Yeah, we can say reflection.
Like a moon is reflecting sun's light, right?
Yeah, we can say reflection. Reflection is an example of anubhati, correct?
Yeah. So, and the vibhati, vibhati is, I'm thinking, is it like that which gives illumination to everything else?
Yeah, so vibhati applies to the original illuminator, right?
Or that lends itself so that other objects illumines.
So you say moon anubhati. Moon is illuminating, or moon is bright because of somebody else, moon. And then who is that somebody else? Somebody else is sun. So sun vibhati. Sun is the one behind the moon. So point there is what? Moon illuminates the earth. Chandraha bhati. But, or Chandra anubhati also you can say. But in this example, Chandraha bhati, then Surya anubhati. Sorry, Surya vibhati. Vibhati. Surya is the one behind. Indirectly illuminates. That is called vibhati.
But the ability for moon to reflect or to do anubhati is also because of Brahman.
Correct.
So it's anubhati. One is you need somebody gives a vibhati agent and something which lends itself.
Correct.
Gives it to the ability to reflect.
So vibhati is a verb used for the lender. Bhati can be applied to anybody. Anubhati applies only to the borrower.
Okay. And another thing I heard. Yeah, so because when we were in the class, we said bhati is causing something else to shine. That's not correct, right?
So yeah, so
vibhati is causing something else to shine.
So it's slightly different. So bhati prakashayati. So illuminates. If you use the word illuminates, the moon illuminates the earth. Suppose you say.
Right.
So illuminates is moon shines, obviously. First moon should shine. Only then moon can illuminate the earth. So two steps are there, so to speak. Okay, so there Shankaracharya uses the word bhati, he uses prakashayati. Hey, the moon is making the earth bright.
Yeah.
Making the somebody else bright. That
Even
is
though borrowed.
correct. Correct. Correct.
Yeah. So I think the same thing, you can say moon also shines, moon's also anubhati,
Correct.
both possible.
Correct. Correct. Absolutely.
Same way, we can say Surya also bhati and can we say anubhati?
Anubhati
Because of
only with
Brahman, it is.
yeah. Anubhati applies
It's
only
too much.
to Satyam Mithya relationship. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay. And then in the Sambandha Bhashyam, sarvaṃ tad vikaram vacharam panam vikara. So vikara, in the first vikara is product. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And the second vikara is rupam.
Correct.
Okay. Shape,
And,
form.
and so in this case, Rupam is the product. The productness is solely described by Rupam or Nama, Namadheyam. There is nothing else. Everything else is owned up by clay. That's the idea. Good. Yeah, I understand. Sabhati, anubhati, vibhati, all these words are there. Yeah. Thank you, Mahesh. Yes, Swapna, go ahead.
Namaste. Dhanyavada, Maheshji. Even I had the same question, bhati, anubhati, vibhati. The other question is Nigamana. Nigamana means conclusion?
Correct. Correct. I did not mention it. So I should have said Nigamanam means conclusion.
In Viveka Chudamani, didn't we come across a word nigama? But that was not conclusion. I think that was Brahman, another name for Brahman.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Nigama. Yeah,
That
there
is
the word
Nigama.
Nigama was different. What was the meaning there?
Brahman only. Brahman, I think. Satyam. I will check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's such a unique word. Why it stood out to me is I came across a lady's name as Nigama and I've never heard that name. So that was always in my mind. What is this meaning? What is this? It's such a unique name. And then when we came and Vivek Chudamani, the same name came. So I said, oh, okay.
Correct. So we have Swamini Nigamananda
Oh.
in Gujarat, one of Swamiji's Shishyas.
Okay.
So look at this. So see, Agama is Veda. And Nigama, he says, collectively the Vedas is called Nigama.
Okay.
That's why Puja Swamiji's composition, Nigamanta, he says, to refer to Vedanta. Nigamanta, like that he says. So Nigama is equal to Veda. Agama is equal to Veda. And then Amnaya is equal to Veda. Amna is Veda. So like that, synonyms. So Nigama, correct. So you're right. Nigamana is not the same as Nigama. Yeah.
Dhanyavada.
Thank you. Okay.
So one other thing, Jayakumar.
Yeah.
So this Nigamanam and Upasamharam is same then, or one both
Correct.
are conclusion?
Nigamanam, correct. So in the mantra, in the shloka, you see the word upasamhara or upasamhara, correct? And there are other words used for that upasamhara, which is nigamana.
Yeah, upasamhara may be more used for summary than conclusion.
Yeah, here we are using it synonymously. How do you describe conclusion? A summary is called a conclusion. Summarizing the teaching in the form of a mantra which expresses the conclusion. It's both same, it's identical.
And the word Nigamana is commonly used in Malayalam.
See that. See.
Yeah, so
Nigamana. We say Nigamana.
when I saw the word, I didn't have a confusion because that's very commonly used in Malayalam.
And how do you use it? How do you use it as an example?
No. Any common person talking, you come to the conclusion. You came to the Nigamana of that. Mostly in the
Nigamana.
sense of conclusion.
Very good. Very good.
So,
Tamil கிடையாது. I have never heard of Nigamanam and all.
no, because there are a lot of things. See, if you look at Malayalam, there are a lot of Samskrita words. Are there.
Correct. No, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Prabhadam, and all are there. Everything is, many things what we learn this are already there. May not be in the exact sense, but it is there. And another thing, somebody talked about, I think Hemaji talked about that AI. Nowadays, in fact, the other day, you sent me an email to me and Sunita ji and all that, an email. No? So, in the phone, I saw it and I just saw it. But today afternoon, I had to go to the Google Drive, so I had to go to the desktop to go into that email to get a Google Drive access. But the moment I open, on top of the email, the summary is given. Jay Kumar says this. I don't know whether you see this. It's all completely written, summarized, like a bullet point.
So it relieves us of the burden of reading a long email and then trying to figure out.
That is the danger of it. That is the danger of that, because people may not read.
Huh?
People may not read it, the email. They'll say, "Oh, okay, this is what is that." That may be wrong. Who knows? And they may not convey the whole meaning.
I noticed that.
These days. But I was, since you brought it up, I just remembered. Here's a summary. I don't know whether you see it. I don't know. When you get an email,
it is showing that on top of it. I've been watching it for the last.
Especially if it is several things are listed. If it is just one word, one sentence, it may not. But otherwise, it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maheshji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Thank you.
Dhanyavada.
Thank you. Hari Om.